alcoholic, problem drinker, normal drinker, alcohol use disorder, addict. There are so many different labels that drinkers give to themselves. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down 4 different types of drinkers. The goal of this video is twofold. Number 1 is to see what type of drinker you are. And second, when you know what type of drinker you are, I'm actually going to be giving you solutions to help you on your journey. So no matter what type of a drinker you are right now, if you're a normal drinker, problem drinker, an alcoholic, I'm going to give you solutions to each of those types of drinkers. Hope that makes sense. Let's jump into it. Just before we get into the video, if you want to get access to the free video training showing you how to control your drinking without AA or willpower, click the link in the description. I'll be showing you how to use the mental model called first principles thinking to get control of your drinking. I'll be talking about the 5 critical mistakes that 90% of drinkers make, and I'll also be sharing the 2 phases of becoming sober clear. You do not want to miss that training video. It will change your mindset around drinking forever so you can start getting your health, career, confidence, and relationships back on track. Click the link in the description for instant access. So the first type of drinker that I want to touch on, and this is probably the most dangerous, right? This is going to sound weird, but the most dangerous, and it's the normal drinker. The normal drinker, the person that drinks a normal amount of an addictive poison, right? I know it's a very, very silly term. If we actually break it down and critically look at the term, it's insane. But at the same time, this is the most dangerous type of drinker. Now, to the actual individual drinking, to the normal drinker, there isn't that much danger. They've got no problem. They have a drink, they have a glass of wine, they go home after a meal. Not much goes wrong in their life. Yet for the problem drinker, looking at this person, this is where it is a lot more sinister. Now, in my experience as a drinker, when I was drinking a lot, I used to look at these people that had a couple of drinks here and there and then went home, and I used to admire them. I used to want it to be just like them. I've got friends that are successful. They have 1 or 2 drinks. They go to, a party and they'll have a beer and then they'll go home. I wanted to be the guy that held it all together. Now, if I really wanted that, I'm buying into an illusion. I'm buying into the idea that alcohol has a benefit to it. Now, these days, I'm a lot wiser than I was before because I see that there are no benefits to drinking. I see alcohol in a completely different way now because I've used first principles thinking and I've built a new paradigm. I see it in a completely different way. I see 0 benefits to drinking. So I actually see somebody that has 1 or 2 drinks as delusional. Don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on those people, right? I'm not criticizing them. Alcohol doesn't take people to a dark place like it did to me, right? But at the same time, I don't envy them. I don't want what they've got, because all they're doing is drinking a poison. The same way that if all of a sudden people started drinking bleach and you had people that drank a lot of bleach and people that had 1 or 2 sips of bleach, we're not going to look at either of those people and want to be like either of them. The same way that I don't want to be like the drinker. And a normal drinker is that person that does have 1 or 2 drinks, and typically they aren't looking for a solution. And those type of people can just take it or leave it. Yeah, sure, most of the time they're probably going to take it, but they really can leave it. They can have a month off drinking and they're fine. But that drinker typically doesn't leave it. They do typically take it. They say that they can take it or leave it. And more often than not is they could have been a normal drinker for 10 years, 15 years. Things were fine. But does it always stay there? Have you ever met a normal drinker and their drinking stays at that level for the whole life? No, it typically starts creeping up. There might be a stressful moment in their life. They might have been fired. Their business might be growing. There might have been a death. And what usually happens with the normal drinker? Well, the alcohol starts increasing. Not saying that's the case for everybody, that's just an observation that I've made, but that's what's going on. So some people stay as a normal drinker forever, some people progress and they become a problem drinker. And this is where alcohol starts causing problems. That might mean that wives, husbands, children are starting to get upset with the drinker. It might mean that they're not showing up for work the same way. They might have had, their confidence might not feel the same. Their energy might not be the same. The alcohol is starting to cause problems. They might have been late for work. The hangovers might be hurting a lot more. There might be anxiety. There might be depression and mental health issues that are cropping up. And the source of the problem is alcohol. And most of the time, the problem drinker is aware of the problem. They know that what they're doing is wrong, but they might not want to change. That's kind of sad, but I mean, there's going to be so many people that watch these videos that are in this stage. They know that they've got a problem, but they're not quite ready to change. They know that what they're doing is messing them up, is causing pain, is causing anguish, but they want to hold on to it. And now this is just, it's not a nice place to be. I'm sorry to say it. And I mean, if you're in that place right now, I really do encourage you to keep doing that introspection, to keep looking at what you're doing and reflecting and saying, is this really all it's made out to be? Is this giving me what I want? Is this helping or is it hurting? Because damn right it's hurting. Hell no, is it helping? It doesn't help. It can't help. It's a drug. It can't help you. It does nothing to help you. All it does is hurt you. Yet people can spend many years as a problem-aware drinker, but they don't care. They kind of care. They know that they've got a problem. They might watch a few videos, read a few books. You know, they're delving, but they're not too bothered. Now, luckily for me, I was problem aware pretty early on. When I was even probably a teenager, I knew that I had a problem, and I wasn't too bothered about finding a solution in my teenage years. But as soon as I'm in my early 20s, I'm looking for solutions. I've moved to the next stage of being a drinker. Which takes me into the third point, which is a solution-seeking problem drinker, right? This was me in my early 20s, and this was me for probably like 6 or 7 years of being a drinker. And this is when you are seeking a solution. You might be questioning whether you're an alcoholic. You might have looked into meetings. You might have told your doctor. You might have said, you might have even lied to your doctor, right? You might have been a bit scared and you just, I only have a few drinks here and there. People do that all the time. But you know that you've got a problem, and you might read a pamphlet in the doctors that talks about alcohol disorder. And you might be reading it thinking, I'm ready to solve this now. You might be watching these videos in a different state of mind as the problem drinker that's not really looking for the solution. You might be watching these videos and you might be doing first principles thinking right now. You might be building that paradigm. You might have got a few books. You might be talking to a few of the people that have beaten their problem. You might be watching other channels similar to mine. And this is a good place to be. And there are really 2 avenues that you can go when you get to this stage. The first avenue is you solve the problem, right? You maybe find a solution that just works for you. You might go to an AA meeting like my mum did and spend the next 20 years of your life there, just like my mum has done. My mum has been to AA for over 20 years. She found her solution. She got to this stage. She was looking for solutions. She found something, got traction, boom, she's done. I tried different solutions. AA wasn't for me. Willpower wasn't for me. And then I used first principles thinking and things clicked, and that was my solution. And the other place that you can go is the problem can get worse. It can progress. So that means that the drinking can just go down and down and down. Things can get worse and worse and worse. And what can happen is you can dip in and out of being like this person that's looking for a solution, this person that doesn't give a shit. Trust me, I've been there. Looking for a solution, don't care, gonna get smashed. Look for a solution, don't care, gonna get smashed. And people can just go in this cycle again and again and again and again and again for such a long time. And usually it comes down to a few things. The first is the idea that alcohol is still serving them. They can't let go of the idea that alcohol is a good thing. They still think that it provides value. And when they do that, it becomes very, very, very difficult to be open to a solution. If you think that something actually helps you, you're not going to want to stop it. I don't want to stop going to the gym because I know that it helps me. If you told me that I had to stop going to the gym, I'd tell you to go screw yourself because I know that it does such good things in my life. The same way that some drinkers that reach this stage where they're looking for solutions, they still hold on to the idea that it does something good for them. And it doesn't. It does nothing good for them whatsoever. At all. And if you're in this stage right now and you are looking for solutions, I just want to congratulate you for finding this channel, number one, because this channel is all about building that paradigm where you understand alcohol for what it is. And I know some of you guys that are watching this video are already in the Sober Clear program. You've gone through the first principles mental model. You know what I'm talking about. You found the solution. You're moving on. You are done. You are finished. You are feeling good. And I really do encourage you not to give up here. Keep trying different things. For some people, certain paths, certain avenues. I know people stop drinking with religion. Some people go to the doctor's going to tell them to stop, boom, they're done. Different things are going to work better for different people. I'm quite a logical person, I'm quite a motivated person, a positive person. That's why the mental model worked well for me, and that's why focusing on the future works for me. I didn't really need to go in the past and go to therapy, whereas other people might. Which leads me to the fourth type of drinker, and this is a small percentage of drinkers, but it's people with severe alcohol use disorder. Now, I've already made a video talking about the signs of alcohol use disorder, and you can actually click up here and get it. It's the 11 signs of a drinking problem. And if you actually go and answer the questions on that video, you can actually determine how severe your alcohol use disorder is. Now, I do want to say that the questions on that video, I answered 11 out of 11 yes. I think it was all or 10 out of 11, something like that. It was just like yes, 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 which puts me in a very severe category of alcohol use disorder. Now, there are a small percentage of drinkers that they're very physically addicted to alcohol. And those people, like this channel may be able to help them, but those people need to seek medical advice. They need to go for a detox if they want to stop drinking. And it is a small percentage of drinkers, but they do exist. It's not like a myth. It's not something that's been made up. Most people can get through withdrawal fine, but there is a small percentage of people that go to the other end of the spectrum and they need to get professional help. And God bless those people. I hope they find a solution as well. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments where you are on your journey and speak to you in the next video. Thanks.